Shabbat Shalom. Call Halal Yahweh Shemil Rashab Bahashim Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them and taught us his truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers up pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful like tabernacle of David. I'm the brother slash elder. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to you all. This is the WW3 Daily Update. And I just want to touch on drones because there's no way Joel didn't see drones in these visions, right? So Joel 2 and yeah. The day of the Lord. Okay. The day of the Lord is a day of darkness and of gloominess, clouds and thick darkness, right? A great people and a strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after, even to the years of many generations. Now we know this, right? We here at Great Millstone, we know this to be missiles, yes? But let me skillfully add, because there's no way that this is only talking about missiles. It's also talking about drones. Why? Let's get Corinthians real quick. Let's get Corinthians. First Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High, for they are foolishness unto him, neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. Now, why am I saying this? Okay. Why am I saying that drones are part of this? Well, again, Joel didn't have a vision of what was going on in 2025 and didn't see drones. He saw missiles, yeah. It says army. Is it just missiles or is it drones too, blowing shit up? What do missiles do? They blow shit up. What do drones do? They blow shit. See, drones have come a long way. And drones are an integral part of World War III in what they call asymmetric warfare, or, things are just different now. Okay, they didn't have drones in World War II. So drones are not in here. Let's take a look. You let me know, okay? Because in the spirit, if you see drones today, Joel saw drones. Okay, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. Fire devouring before them, that sounds like a missile. Flame burneth behind, that sounds like a missile. Doesn't sound like a drone. Okay. The appearance of them is as horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. That sounds like both missiles and drones. You let me know. Like the noise of chariots on top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people said in battle array. Either or, before their face the people shall be much pained, all faces gathered black. Either or, they shall run like mighty men. Okay, that sounds like a missile. They shall climb the wall like men of war. That sounds like a drone. Yeah. They shall run like mighty men. That sounds like whoosh, a rocket or a missile just taking off and going its way. They shall climb the wall like men of war. That sounds like a drone. And shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. That sounds like a drone show. Chinese drone show. Let's see if that kind of matches up. Look at this. So march everyone on his way. These are a bunch of little flying.
You are about to witness one of the most extraordinary drone shows ever created. In Shenzhen, China, 7,598 drones lit up the night sky, setting a Guinness World Records title in the process.
And they shall march everyone on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk everyone in his path. Right? And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. I'm going to show you what that means in a minute, or what it could mean. How about that? Back to what? This drone show. CJ.
Display officially became the largest aerial image formed by drones, with more than double the number of drones used in the previous record. This breathtaking show was organized.
Joel didn't see this? This is real in 2025, in the 2020s. Drones are real. Joel didn't see drones?
Celebrate the 72nd anniversary of Yanbian Korean autonomy. The drones shifted continuously across the night sky, forming iconic images like the Great Wall and a majestic dragon, while also paying tribute to Yanbian's unique culture, with depictions of the city flower, the azalea, and traditional dances.
Those are drones. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. CJ, 8 hours ago, CNN accidentally reveals how to defeat Israel. This is about drones. Okay? Let's watch a little bit of this so that we can flesh this out. Let's flesh this out right here. And when they fall upon the sword, when they drop that payload of C4, they shall not be wounded.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is furious. A few months ago, he ordered a massive summer offensive that was supposed to see Russia steal huge swathes of territory away from Ukraine.
Swathes. Huge swathes. Swaths. What does this say? Ukraine's what? New drone what? Here's the question. How is Ukraine hanging in this war after 3 years of getting their ass whooped? Here's how. Drones.
Putin of soldiers, weapons, and treasure.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is furious. A few months ago, he ordered a massive summer offensive that was supposed to see Russia steal huge swathes of territory away from Ukraine. That hasn't happened. Instead, Russia's forces are bogged down and failing to advance, and there's a clear reason why that's happening. Ukraine's drones. Ukraine's superior drone warfare is stopping the Russian offensive cold, as Ukraine has gone to the next level with its drone warfare capability.
Ukraine's monthly drone production has surged nearly tenfold in a year, from just 20,000 per month at the start of the war to more than 200,000 per month today.
Drones. Did Joel see drones? Drones are a very big part of World War III. Very big.
Drone attacks now accounting for 80% of all Ukrainian resistance activities, resulting not only in the destruction of advancing Russian invaders, but also a staggering 10,000.
What's this? What's this little white block of clay? What's that on that drone? Why are they strapping? See that strap right there? They done strapped this block of cheese on that drone. This is what has changed warfare. Okay? You don't need that $2 million missile. All you need is this $40 drone from Walmart and that C4 strapped on it. That has let the weak I'm going to get that right now. This is Let the Weak Say I Am Strong. Got to get it. Have to qualify that right now. That's Joel 3. Let the weak say I am strong. Why? Because they done furbished that sword. Joel 3 and 10. Right? Beat your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. What happened? So bear with me while this thing comes back. There we go. Yeah, so this is the weak saying that they're strong. That's C4. Explosive. Strapped onto a cheap drone. That has changed the game. Ask Yemen.
Russian invaders, but also a staggering 10,000 armored tanks.
Just look at how the equipment explodes in hellish flames on the mines. At the same time, Ukrainian kamikaze drones are launched and join the strike.
See this? Little C4 right there. Right? A little, what's this? MC4? That's not an MC4. That's a, forgot what that is. Connector. Just had them out there with the controller out there. Anyway, that's C4 on a cheap drone. It's a different drone. Watch how they launch it. That's this right here. What is that? That's an RPG grenade. You know what an RPG is? A rocket propelled grenade. Put that, you screw this onto the rest of the, it's like a bazooka, and you shoot this thing. Well, they got it strapped onto a drone. Look at that. So, Joel didn't see this? See, this is climbing in the window. They climb up the walls and enter in through the window. Literally. You understand? That brings what Joel said alive. Kind of hard for a rocket to climb a wall and enter into the window like a thief.
Armored tanks.
Just look at how the equipment explodes in hellish flames on the mines. At the same time, Ukrainian kamikaze drones are launched and join the strike. Everything is...
Let the weak say I am strong. We got these motherfuckers. Just put down $1 million tank. Abrams.
A complete failure of the assault. From the drone's perspective, through thick smoke, you can clearly see the track systems blown off. No need to even mention the crew.
Ukraine's revolutionization of modern warfare reached peak effectiveness in June of this year, when it deployed 117 drones against 4 strategic military sites deep inside Russian territory, a full 4,000 kilometers from Ukraine's borders.
That is how Ukraine is hanging. Drones. Let the weak say I am strong. How are they standing up against Russia? Well, a whole lot of money, a whole bunch of weapons, and drones.
On Sunday, Ukraine has successfully pulled out a surprise drone attack that
Remember this? This was huge. They took out a whole bunch of Russia's Air Force.
destroyed 41 Russian military aircrafts. The attack, which hit multiple locations deep within Russian territory, has been dubbed as Russia's Pearl Harbor by some commentators online. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky praised the security service for the brilliant operation. Ukrainian...
You better praise Palantir. Look at these little drones. And you pull this little thing back and then they launch. Drop them bad boys. They launch.
Officials said that they loaded up drones into wooden sheds near the perimeter of the impacted air bases. The sheds had remote-controlled mechanisms to pull back the roofs and allow the drones to launch. A Ukrainian official, who spoke on condition of anonymity to AP, said the attack was planned out for over a year and was supervised by Zelensky. The operation has destroyed 34% of Russia's fleet of air missile
That's huge. 34%.
carriers, with damages estimated at $7 billion.
If Israel is to be defeated, then it will take the same kind of innovation, imagination, and ingenuity that Ukrainian resistance forces have developed and deployed against their Russian invaders.
Now they're taking it to Israel. Watch this.
Aerial drones have become the most effective way to bring a more powerful enemy to its knees. With each drone cost,
Let the weak say I am. He's going to say it. This is straight out the precept.
resistance forces have developed and deployed against their Russian invaders. Aerial drones have become the most effective way to bring a more powerful enemy to its knees, with each drone costing no more than $150 each, which means they can be purchased by anyone and launched from anywhere, forcing Israel to spend $150,000 for every Iron Dome interceptor missile fired at a single $150 drone. The United States faced this same missile dilemma in its recent attacks against the Houthi militias in Yemen, prompting forgettable memories.
Let the weak Houthis say I am strong. Listen to this. Warfare has completely changed.
The United States faced this same missile dilemma in its recent attacks against the Houthi militias in Yemen, prompting forgettable memories of George W. Bush, who once told a group of US senators that he's not going to fire a $2 million missile at an empty $10 tent to hit a camel in the butt. For Israel's enemies and victims, however, cheaply purchased aerial drones provide the ultimate low-cost deterrence.
With the conflict set to enter a third year, who wins the crucial battle for drone supremacy could decide the outcome of the war.
It's totally a game changer. War is always about mathematics, it's all about expenses. Something that this costs like several $100 completely explode something that costs millions.
This reality is not lost on Iran, which recently launched 100 kamikaze drones at Israel in response to the unlawful bombing of its nuclear sites. But what's important to understand here is that Iranian drones inflicted significant damage against Israeli military targets, despite fewer than 100 drones launched and despite Tehran giving Tel Aviv and Washington, D.C. advance warning of the attack.
Jonathan, good evening. I do want to start with some breaking news. Israel's top military spokesperson just announced that Iran has launched 100 drones at Israel. It will take them a couple of hours to get here, and
Let the weak say I am strong. Iran is punking Israel that's been talking shit for 70 years.
likely, as we have seen in the past, they could be coupled with some sort of missile fire, but this is the first part of what we expect to be a multi-pronged response from the Iranians following these Israeli strikes overnight. They came in waves, targeting Iranian nuclear facilities.
If Israel can't fully defend itself from 100 aerial drones, then it has no chance against a swarm of 500, 1,000, or even 10,000 drones slamming into the country simultaneously. Drones could become Israel's greatest nightmare, the same way they have bedeviled Russian occupation forces and the Russian homeland.
10, 2025. In the Kharkiv region, a Ukrainian fiber optic FPV
Caucasus, Esau.
drone struck a Russian UAZ carrying infantry. The soldiers tried to get out of the vehicle, but it was already too late. The Ukrainian Signum Battalion struck 2 Russian soldiers in the Lyman sector. A soldier targeted by a drone in open terrain fought the drone for a while, but after a long chase, the drone operator hit the Russian soldier with the drone.
The final thing to consider here is that Hezbollah and Iran are far from dead and buried. Last week's visit by Iran's top security chief to Lebanon underscores the strong political and strategic ties between the two sides amid heightened regional tensions. Therefore, there is little doubt the use of aerial drones will soon become a feature of all future resistance and deterrence operations against the Zionist state. And there's also every reason to believe that drones will eventually change the balance of power in the Middle East. Watch this space. But that's my time for today. Thanks for watching, and
All right, CJ, that's pretty fair and balanced right there. So anyway, let's read this one more time. Now, and then I'll ask the question one more time. Okay, we'll just come down, let's see. Start at 9. Start at 8. Joel 2 and 8. Tell me, is this drones? Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. Okay? When they fall upon the sword. Let me look at that. When they plunge through defenses, burst through the weapons. Damn, I lost that again. Fall upon the sword. When they lunge between the weapons, though they lunge between the weapons, when they burst through their defenses, when they fall against defending weapons, dodge the arrows, and they burst through the weapons. They charge straight ahead without pushing each other. Even arrows and spears cannot make them retreat. They swarm. They swarm through defenses. That's what it looked like. You see this? Them dudes running. That drone is coming, right? Through the woods. Where'd that go? That drone was coming through the woods. Right here. And it's dodging and swarming these trees. Look at this.
In the Kharkiv region,
This
a
is the
Ukrainian
drone.
fiber optic FPV drone struck a Russian UAZ
Niggas are running.
carrying infantry. The soldiers tried to get out of the vehicle, but it was already too late. The Ukrainian Signum Battalion
Crazy.
struck 2 Russian soldiers.
That's crazy, man. They swarm through defenses and nothing can stop them. Neither. Let's see. Each one, when they fall by the sword, they burst through the city defenses. You get the point. Let me go back. Was that 18? No. 8. They shall run to and fro in the city. What is that? Let me ask you this. Does this match a drone or a rocket? They swarm all over the city and run along its wall. This sounds like drones. They storm the city. They swarm all over. They rush upon the city. Storm, rush, swarm over, leapt upon, rush into, swarm, run to and fro. That tells you. Okay, so they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. Climb into houses. Enter into windows like a thief. What does that sound like? A rocket? Right? A guided missile. Does that sound like a guided missile, or does it sound like a drone? All right? I'm not saying it is drones or it's not. I'm saying, what does this sound like? They enter through the windows like a thief. Can a rocket do that? No. Nope. But a drone can. All right, it's just plain. But all right, you have to, you got to make that. You got to be in the spirit. All right. And I'm not saying that it is not. It's clearly rockets and missiles as well. But is World War III being fought with just rockets and missiles, or are there drones? We just watch that? How drones are a significant part of World War III now? Did I say that?
Sides amid heightened regional tensions. Therefore, there is little doubt the use of aerial drones will soon become a feature of all future resistance and deterrence operations against the Zionist state. And there's also every reason to believe that drones will eventually change the balance of power in the Middle East. Watch.
All right. So anyway, I'll go ahead and end it right there. I saw that earlier, and I'm like, you know what? That is significant. So let me end on this right here. This is Joel 3 and 10. Right? Beat your plowshares and the swords and your pruning hooks in the spirit. Let the weak say I'm strong. Now you understand what these things mean. Drones change the battlefield. All right, that's what this means. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect will edify you brothers and you few sisters. Shabbat shalom.